That is like award-winning amazingness.
Welcome to Myrtle Beach Eats and Beyond, the show where a local foodie, that's me, attempts to parlay a passion for delicious eats into a useful video guide for other locals and tourists attempting to answer the age-old question, where should we eat in Myrtle Beach? Don't worry, I've got you covered. With me on this journey are my three progeny, that's them, who also love to experience new eating emporiums, raising them up right. We'll also be exploring fun, family-friendly activities and showing you the ins and outs, the do's and don'ts, the lowdowns and hoedowns of where to shop, play, stop, and stay. If you're lucky, I might even cook for you. And if that's not enough to convince you to subscribe, just know that once a week, I am completely wrecking my diet to bring you this content. Now, I'm not saying that you should feel guilty about that in any way, but I'm just saying you should subscribe. Hello friends, old and new, thanks for stopping by. Today we're taking you to enjoy the aroma at Aromas. The Myrtle Beach area has a ton of great restaurants, and we are blessed to be able to test out a new one at least 2 or 3 times a month. But sometimes it's hard going someplace new when you're dreaming about getting cozy with your old favorites. Aromas is one of those places that will always hold a special place in our hearts. When we first moved to the area, we were looking for a restaurant to fill the holes of those that we had left behind up north. We needed a new pizza place for our Sunday afternoon pizza. We needed an ice cream spot to grab a quick cone, and we needed a place to order up spaghetti and meatballs or lasagna on those nights Mama wants a break from cooking, but still would like to enjoy the delicious Italian fare she'd normally make herself. So, as we got settled here, we started testing out the restaurants we saw as we traveled up and down the main roads, and on our first Sunday in our new home, we grabbed a pizza pie from Aromas, and we were so excited to be trying out a new place. I didn't love that I had to call in my order because my phone reception just didn't seem to work very well here, and no one can really hear me on the other end. But that isn't a problem anymore because Aromas now has an online ordering system that makes my life so much better, although I'm sure it's meant to be a helpful feature for the staff as well. When we got the box home and opened our first pizza pie that evening, our jaws dropped open when we saw the massive size of the pepperoni slices on top. I'll grant you, we lived a somewhat culinarily sheltered life in New Hampshire, so we love discovering new foods and new versions of those that we're already familiar with, and this was definitely a new version for us. We had never seen such big slices of pepperoni, and we were pumped to try it out. And if that wasn't enough, the pizza itself is also really terrific. With a tender, chewy, foldable crust and that lip-smacking layer of oil from the melted cheese and pepperoni, which I like to refer to as deliciously greasy. According to Aromas, their pizza is made from fresh handmade dough and mozzarella shredded fresh each day, based on a Neapolitan New York style of pizza common in and around the New Haven, Connecticut area. It's differentiated by a thin crust that bakes up crispy and tender with a subtle oven char. The sauce is a simple blend of imported tomatoes, and the whole thing gets topped off with the finest fresh local veggies and delicious meats, which you can also have served up in a delicious Aromas sub if you prefer. At face value, Aromas is simply a local pizza joint, but they are so much more than pizza. During an in-house visit to the Murrells Inlet location, we enjoyed a plate of baked ziti and happily snacked on one of our favorites left behind up north, fried ravioli. And channeling the inner child who enjoyed going to the state fair solely for my love of fried dough, I surprised my littles with an order of hot fried dough dusted in powdered sugar. It was phenomenal. And the real bonus is that Aromas smells a lot better than the state fair. Another time in the restaurant, I ordered a plate of spaghetti and meatballs, which was beautifully presented and tasted delicious. We've also had a takeout order of a family-sized spaghetti and meatballs with a family-sized salad and delicious garlic bread. The sauce was very fresh, light, and quite simple, retaining the chunky consistency of the crushed tomatoes. The meatballs were tender and very well flavored.
I love it. Smells so good.
I know. It smells good. For the family version, their large-sized meatballs are sliced into smaller pieces, so there are plenty to go around, which is a good thing in my house. It's a meatball brawl up in here.
Impressive, little sister.
Your words do not threaten me, brother.
The surprise showstopper was the salad dressing. Who'da thunk it, right? When I had placed my order online, I selected creamy Italian for the dressing of my salad, and as I passed through to the next page to complete my order, my eyes quickly read house-made ranch. And I almost went back to change my dressing selection, but ultimately, because the page had already loaded, I pressed on and completed my order. When they telephoned me a few minutes later to tell me that they were out of creamy Italian, I was so relieved that they weren't calling to tell me they were out of meatballs that I didn't care what dressing they gave me, but I did seize upon the opportunity to switch my dressing selection to the house-made ranch. Having lost my taste for commercially available grocery store ranch dressing several years back, I wasn't really expecting much, but it was legitimately the best ranch dressing I've ever had, and there was so much extra, we ate it with our fresh veggies for an entire week afterwards. It was phenomenal. The lasagna is consistently delicious every time I order it, and it's perfectly assembled with a rich, lip-smacking, meaty, almost ragu-style meat sauce. We recently tried the tortellini Alfredo and fell in love with the perfectly al dente white and green tortellinis smothered in heaps of rich, cheesy sauce.
We're good. I don't hate it. Very good.
That tortellini is totally the best tortellini here.
That's really good, I know. A bread and butter accompaniment is not only delicious, but also very highly appreciated to help fill up the bottomless pits that I refer to as my beloved children. Currently, we have 2 Aromas locations in the area. The first is located at 10799 Highway 707 in Murrells Inlet, with takeout service, online ordering, and a cozy little dining area. The former location on Coventry Road in Surfside Beach has moved as of fall 2021 into the former location that Little Caesars used to inhabit before they also moved. This new location in the Walmart Plaza at 2751 Beaver Run Boulevard in Surfside Beach is now takeout only, unfortunately, but we are thrilled to see Aromas get a little more foot traffic in this busy area. If you love pizza and pasta as much as we do, definitely give Aromas a shot. You'll probably see us there. If I'm slurping spaghetti and chowing some meatballs with sauce all over my face, just look away, okay? Just pretend it's not happening. There's no judging when pasta is involved, okay? And don't forget to have some dessert when you visit, because Aromas has some delicious cannoli and some pretty tasty pie.
Hey, there's a face.
Award-winning amazingness. I love that.
Yeah.
And I mentioned the fried dough, right? I mean, fried dough. Come on, go get you some. Yum!
Woo! Yay, best mommy ever. I didn't know we were getting these.
Yeah.
All right, my friends, that will do it for today. Stay hungry and come back and see us soon for another delicious edition of Myrtle Beach Eats. Bye!